For updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akerijola joins us. Good morning, Aaron. How are you today?
Yeah, very good morning to you, Ayo. Good morning to you, Doctor. Good morning to you, Rufai. Let's start it off with the news that has actually garnered mixed reactions, and that is the fact that charges against Mason Greenwood, of course, he was charged with attempted rape and assault, and all those charges have actually been dropped right now. And Manchester United have found themselves in a conundrum. They said they'll be having an internal meeting to decide what happens to this man and his future. Of course, he was arrested in January of 2022 after videos and images actually surfaced online of what actually transpired between him and his significant other then. So at the moment, all the charges have been dropped, but what happens to him and his future at Manchester United is left to be seen, as a lot of people have actually come for those that have probably tried to lend some kind of support to Mason Greenwood at the moment. He looks like a pariah at the moment, and let's see how it goes. Manchester United are facing a huge decision, and they are starting to be a huge decision. Let's see what happens between now and the weekend. And put it into context, a former Manchester United player, Pogba, also is in the mix. Juventus are thinking and actually considering and exploring options of terminating his contract, because they are saying that 27 games have been played by the old lady this season. Pogba has not featured in any, and not because he's been out injured, but they say that he has been complicit in all the drama that has actually surrounded his injury. They've paid him as of December 2022. Juventus had paid him £2.9 million and he's yet to kick a ball. And he's actually earning a whole lot more coming into 2023. And they are saying that when they told him to go for surgery, he refused to go for surgery. And ultimately, because he was thinking about going to the World Cup, then a video now surfaced of him trying to go skiing in the Alps, and they're saying that you claim to have an injury and we are seeing you in the Alps, and he claims they were all photo ops. It didn't, nothing like that actually surfaced, and videos always surface of him dancing, gyrating, and they are asking questions. We need you now more than ever before. We are paying you an arm and a leg, and yet you're refusing to put in the work to ensure that you represent the club. Well, let's see actually what happens. Quickly, Real Madrid closed the gap in the Spanish Primera Division by beating Valencia 2-1 yesterday. And this weekend, of course, talking about some of the fixtures in the Premier League and other leagues, I must tell you that it is very, very massive. Arsenal do have a very, very stern test this weekend when you look at things as they actually travel to play Everton. All right, and other fixtures actually include Tottenham also playing Manchester City this weekend. And more importantly, looking at the Premier League table, looking at the Premier League fixture, if they can actually help us with that, and some other fixtures. Of course, not putting into context, Manchester United against Crystal Palace, Inter Milan against AC Milan, and Tottenham against Manchester City. Of course, Chelsea against Fulham. The derby is going to be happening today, West London derby. So let's see how it actually plays out. 9 p.m. tonight. So let's see how things play out today. And the rivalry still continues. West Ham are in rich vein of form, and Chelsea will be hoping that all the new signings can actually begin to bear fruit. And quickly, tomorrow, the 8th edition of the Access Bank Lagos City Marathon will be held here in Lagos, and everyone seems to be hyped about it. Athletes are already on ground for this particular race, and as usual, governors and deputy governors will also be present at this race, talking about the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who will be running also tomorrow, and not forgetting a man that has always made it, and I think he's the fittest deputy governor, or maybe the fittest official right now, talking about no other than Honorable Philip Shaibu. He ran the entire kilometers in Okpekpe, and I'm sure he did 43 last year. I'm sure he'll be doing more this year. And finally, tomorrow also, the Sportsville Award will be taking place here in Lagos State, and several sporting dignitaries and sporting personalities will be celebrated. Over to you, Doctor.
Number one, the issue about missing Greenwood.
Yes.
Whatever happens at the end of the day, the court, the prosecution, counsel says they've dropped
all charges
against him because witnesses refuse to show up. Then additional information was procured. What that additional information is, nobody has disclosed. But that is what, the prosecution has told us. Now, it will be unfortunate, because this could damage his career, a career that has not even started.
21 years of age.
The fans of Manchester United, they are saying they don't want him back because there is a bigger issue in the matter about violence against women.
Yes.
The big issue in the room, whether the court has decided or not, or has dropped charges or not, the issue is about violence against women. Privileged men thinking that they have a sense of entitlement over the anatomy of a female Homo sapien, in whatever circumstance. but while, while Mason Wood may have been given, Mason Greenwood may have been given some kind of reprieve by the court. Kyrgios, the world number 20 in tennis, is not so lucky. He appeared in Canberra in court this morning. He too wanted his charges to be dropped, and he was pleading mental health. And the court said, no, you have a case to answer for assaulting a female Homo sapien. And so this is why the lesson is important about violence against women.
No, but the point is, the good thing about Kyrgios' case is that even though he pled guilty, he's going to avoid any kind of conviction. So some are saying that
we don't know yet.
Is he getting a slap
I'm
on the
telling you
wrist?
what the court decided this morning.
So this is from an hour
ongoing.
ago. This is just from an hour ago, and because I have been following the case, so he too is falling into that particular category you just mentioned about privileged men getting.
Let me say this real quickly.
Yes.
I fear so much for this man's career. I think it's as good as done. I don't think any club, I might be wrong, with a caveat, I don't think any club will touch Mason Greenwood again.
No, but if Ched Evans could get a club.
Let me
You
just
saw
talk
the
about
backlash that
female
caused.
Yes, he
violence
did, but he
against
ultimately got a club.
violence against women in sports.
Yes.
Recently, the FA in England came under fire for safeguarding issues. Aston Villa female coach assaulting female players. Investigation still ongoing. And just to highlight that even in female sports, female football, it is a big issue.